Hi. So, too many times in my life, I've done some what I think are really cool projects in like theater or around the house or whatever. Never really documented what I've done. So, we're taking on a really cool project. We run the Rocky Horror Picture Show for the Garland Theater here in Spokane. And one of the things that we would like is the kind of iconic Coffin clock that is used in the Time Warp. There's actually very little in the movie that shows it, but it's very cool and we want to build one. So here in recent days, I've been doing some tests on bending wood for the sides and paint. So this is my first video. I hope the sound quality comes through better than it sounds on my computer because it's kind of, hard to hear at times. This video focuses mostly on me making a paint sample to try to figure out how I'm going to do the lid of the coffin. As I will show you here in a moment, the coffin is an inlaid mahogany coffin. Am I going to build it out of mahogany? No. Am I going to inlay it? No. I am mostly a scenic guy, but I'm still going to try to do the very best I can to build an exact looking replica of the coffin that I can. So this doesn't really get into building the coffin yet, but it's a good video if you're wanting to learn some scene painting techniques for wood grain. Here are two pictures of the coffin that I will be trying to make a copy of. The coffin stands 82 1/4 inches tall, and with some other measurements provided by the Sotheby's site when it was auctioned, I was able to make some scale drawings of this coffin. The coffin is rumored often on Rocky Horror sites to have belonged to the Countess of Rosalind. The skeleton in the coffin is supposedly her lover, who she wanted to keep with her always. I have not found any real documentation of that, but that is the often told story. The coffin is 82 1/4 inches tall. It is inlaid with a ribbon and laurel leaf pattern. It also has the clock face, which is open and shows the skeleton within. It has an hourglass, some sides, a skull and crossbone pattern, which I think might be ivory, and some digging implements also shown, and it is bordered around the edge with some brass fittings. So this is what I'm going to be trying to duplicate using scenic paint. I will be actually doing the real brass fittings, of course. The techniques I'm using to paint my sample are pretty much tried and true as far as wet blending. I've taken some extra steps as far as using shellac to seal and sand and smooth that I wouldn't normally take when doing a theatrical project. But this is something that I want to have where people can come right up to it and look at it and probably touch it and pose with pictures and such. The inlaid look is an experiment for me. I've never tried this before. So this will show me in an experimental stage and trying to figure out stuff as I go. So enjoy. So here I am at the shop at work. I'm trying to avoid the overhead light glare. It's a much more spacious shop than my basement workshop. So while I'm still continuing figuring out exactly how I'm going to build the coffin body or the box for the coffin, I want to start working on a paint sample. I've made a sample board to start working on, a piece of 1/4 inch plywood. I've already painted it with some shellac to seal it. So I want to work on it and try to make it a very smooth finish. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to sand it, Apply more shellac if I need to, sand it, try to get it nice and smooth. I'm going to base it with some scenic paint, yellow ochre. Then I will do I'm thinking a wet blend wood grain over that to get a light colored wood. Seal that with shellac, prep that. Then I want to try to make the pattern in kind of a stencil using tape to block the leaf pattern. And then I'm going to wood grain over that in a darker color. That's my plan of the day. So we'll see how this works out. Okay, so I've got my yellow ochre. It's Roscoe product, scene paint, Roscoe super saturated color. Since it's a concentrate that gets mixed with water, it's a very thin paint. I use it at a 1:3 ratio. So a quart of Roscoe super sat gives me a gallon of paint. So using that color as the base. Okay, got my sample board all dry from the fan. I have added to the paint, I've already got the yellow ochre I've already used. I've added in, I've got burnt sienna, and I've got burnt umber. These three colors plus maybe raw sienna get me through almost every wood graining project I do. So, I also got the brushes, and I have my texturing brush, which is a chip brush, 4-inch chip brush that I have ragged with scissors. And this one's shown some good service, and it's still going strong. So, here we go. First, the yellow ochre. Again, a nice thin coat. Then, burnt sienna. Try not to get this on the computer, that would be bad. And then some burnt. Get the dead brush. After the water. And then with the texturing brush. I'll add in just a little more yellow ochre. Just a little darker than I usually want. Okay. So there I have wet blended a wood grain on. This would be the color of the lighter color of the inlays in the coffin. So, that was dry from the scenic paint. Pretty happy with it. I guess the one thing I should have done is swirl the grain in the direction that the leaf pattern will go, but I'll live with this sample. Just go with it. So now I'm again in my efforts to make a nice smooth surface that I can tape to. I'm going to go ahead and seal that with some blonde shellac, Vinzer. I may have said earlier amber shellac. Could have used either for the first step. This is a blonde shellac. Shellac is one of my favorite products. And this is a 1.5 pound cut, meaning there's 1.5 pounds of shellac flake per gallon of alcohol in the product.
I would have liked to have sealed this with a 3-pound cut, but I was not going to open up a brand new can for a 2 square foot project. The sample is dry. I've sanded it again. I think it's pretty nice. I've taken a piece of 1/8" masonite. I've paste waxed it so that the tape I'm using will release easier from it. I have hand drawn on little leaves. I'm going to make some other little tiny rectangular pieces. So the point of this test is to see the paint and see if the taping method I'm using will work. So this pattern may not be exactly what I'm doing, it's just a test, but it'll give me an idea. So I'm going to cut these out with a razor knife and then apply them to the board. Bunch of leaves. And over here, you can't see, but I cut a whole bunch of little tiny rectangles. So now I'm going to freehand those onto the board and see if I can come up with something that works. That actually didn't take too long. So I have laid out the tape. It's going to be a straight line in there too, so I'm just going to hit that. I'm going to press it down firmly and then go over it. We're now going to wood grain over a darker color. In this case, I think I will be using the burnt sienna as the base. Okay, so the board is dry from the base coat of burnt sienna, and now I'm going to texture it with what I hope will look like a dark mahogany. Nice thin coat of the burnt sienna. This thin. Yellow ochre. So same colors, just using the reddish of the burnt sienna as a base this time. And then over it with the texture. So the board is dry, except that I just drizzled a little water on it. Just do that. So now I'm going to start the process of peeling the leaves and the tape, and this is the moment of truth. Okay. I'm not displeased. Uh, the next thing that goes on is going to be another coat of shellac. Now, I want to use orange shellac because it really makes the wood color pop. But I don't have any in the shop at the moment. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a thin coat of blonde shellac. Oh, but even the blonde shellac brings out colors. Someday I will pontificate on the wonders of shellac. Okay, so that's the test for the moment. Let me hold it up. I'm pretty happy so far. I think this is going to work. Let's see if I don't know if it is still wet, but it'll have a nice shiny look when it's done. I actually do this on the coffin. I'm going to use as many layers of shellac as I need to make sure that it gets a nice shiny protective coat. All right, signing off for now.